Real men, real conversations.
Sometimes we forget why we're
Tune
here.
in.
It's easy to fall off track.
Like, share, subscribe.
These help us remember.
And remember, always wear your crown.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given. That's
Y'all crazy. I was like, what is going on? He's still talking and he's frozen. Camera's not working. What do you do for outlet? Well, I mean, and it could be an outlet from anything. And let me throw out a disclaimer right quick, because we all, married. So it can be an outlet from your wife. Not saying you're on my nerves and nothing like that, because we love you and you're never on my nerves. But well, no, in fact,
shit, mine get on my nerves, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Baby, I love you though.
He said
but
that.
You know it. And I get on yours too, so we gonna keep it real.
He said that.
I said that. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real out there for all y'all.
No, because I know like hell I get on my wife's nerves. I ain't even gonna play. So yeah, keep it real. I know I get on her nerves. But
I mean, like, it
but the outlet
depends, like, it depends on what the stressor is, right? Like for me, just on a regular basis, you know what I'm saying? I just go fishing. Just a regular
by yourself?
Yeah, just out there, like I used to take my dog before I lost my dog, but we just go out there. Just chill, like peace of mind. I ain't gotta catch a fish.
Right.
It's just peace of mind.
Yeah,
just be out there. You know what I'm saying? Just woosah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just chill.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it just depends. Or sometimes, like if I got a lot of thinking about this on my mind, I just hop in the car and I ride.
Build some cones.
You know what I'm saying? Just ride. I hit the highway. I might end up in Tennessee and drive back.
And you pass my house and don't come back and holler at me?
Well, that's where you moved up then.
Okay. I didn't make it shit though, but you said you had to keep your head. You
going through some things, man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you just really thinking and you just, just zone out that way. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be whatever, but like for me, just like, depending on what I'm really going through. Because I try not to really get into a space, really just down.
Yeah.
Because that's when everything goes left. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start making stupid decisions or doing something dumb or, you know what I'm saying? Or just thinking too negatively on the situation. You know what I'm saying? So as you think is what you manifest in life. So for me to stay on that positive note, I just kind of, those two things right there really help me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of get away. I don't want to get on the binge or get on the vice. So I'm not trying to go out drinking. I ain't trying to, go smoking and all that. Just go take a ride. I don't want to be on the vice, because I came from that though. I came from the other side of that though. You know what I'm saying? So I abused those things in my prior life.
So you know where that's gonna lead to.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could. It could lead. So I just stick away from that, and I just chill and put my mind in a better space. I might put on some Bob Proctor or something like that. I just put my mind in a whole totally different space, and I come back and ready to take life.
Yeah. Well, for me, awesome. Man, my outlet, I don't have much stress. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have some, but I don't have much stress. I can genuinely say that my kids are, good kids. You know what I'm saying? AB students, got their own things going on, self-sufficient, you know what I'm saying? My wife, I'm the man of the house, but she leads the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man of the house, but she leads the house. You know what I'm saying? So with that, saying that meaning, I don't really have, bills are paid by both of us, so that's not a stress. You know what I'm saying? That's not a stress. Cooking is mostly her. I can cook, but cooking is mostly her. So that's not a stress. I don't have to worry about, what the kids eating tonight. Are they eating healthy? Are they not eating healthy? Are they eating junk? They're not eating junk. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a stress. My job can be a stress, but I have a lot of freedom at my job. So therefore, if it's stress, it's self-created stress. Now they give me a little bit.
Right.
But I'm saying all that to say that when I do get stressed or I do need the outlet, there's two things I do. One, I go in my little man cave, I make me a drink, put my PlayStation on, put my music on, zone out. That's just me. And I'm in there 3-4 hours. Mad, baseball, Mortal Kombat.
That's why you kicked my butt like that?
I wasn't gonna mention it, but
So I guess you stay stressed.
hey, look, from the air when I gave it, it looked like I be on it all the time. No,
Hey man, I couldn't do nothing.
no, but I mean that's one of my main ones. I will come home and I'll go in the room, I change clothes, and I tell the wife, hey, I'm about to go get on the game. And if I say I'm going to go get on the game, then that means leave me alone. If I just go get on it, I just feel like playing. But if I say, man, I'm about to go get on the game, man. And me, I'll get on the game. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these guys that, they wife be like, oh, you're always on the game. No. I get on, I play that PlayStation maybe. If I play it, I'll play it for about 4 hours. But I won't play it again for a week. My kids are on it. Not because they hog it, it's just they're on it. And if I want it, I can just easily, when you're done with that game, I'm getting on it. And they on trip, they be like, okay, Dad. But that's how I play. I play for about 4 hours on Saturday. I won't touch it again the next Saturday. But if I do touch it during the week, it's maybe an hour or two. 2 or 3 games of baseball, game of Madden, and that's it. 45 minutes, and I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And my other one is, I got a little gazebo in the back. I go outside, put on my Jill Scott, and just sit back and just reflect on everything I've been through. Everything that's ever happened to me. Everything that ever happened to me negatively. I don't think about all the good stuff. I think about all the bad stuff that ever happened to me. And fist fights with little kids, exes, military, work, just all them things. And then I look at where I'm at now. I look at what I came through. I look at, and I feel like, like I was telling y'all earlier, I feel like I'm on top of the mountain. But now I'm building another mountain to keep going because I'm not satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So those are my stress relievers. Just to know, like, okay, I'm stressed now. But you know what, Jarvis? You were stressed when so-and-so happened to you. You were stressed when this happened to you. And look what you did. You came out and did this. And you were stressed when that happened and you came out and did this. That's why I think about the bad stuff. I can always think about the good stuff. You be like, yeah. You can always feel good about the good stuff, right? But if you think about the bad things that happened in your life and how you overcame them, that'll help you with whatever you're trying to overcome now. Or that'll help you with the stress that you're doing now. Because sometimes when you're stressed, the reason why you're stressed is because you feel like you're stuck. You feel like there's no answer. Oh, these bills need paid. I got no answer for them. They want it now. They don't want it tomorrow. They don't want it this. They don't want it. Oh, my wife won't this. She won't that. I mean, so you feel like you're stuck. So now you go back to when you were stuck before. You go back to when you were stressed before. And you say, you know what? I remember that time I didn't know how the hell I was going to do that. But I did. Now I'm on the top of the mountain. Now I'm on this. Now I'm on that. And that's what makes me say, you know what? Everything's going to be all right. Sit down, calm down, come up with a plan, execute it, boom, move on to the next one. So those are my 2 stress relievers. One, go play, have fun. Other one, meditate. And I don't meditate like normal people, like, with the Buddha or the get down on your knee and hum. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know the thousand ways of meditation, but that's my meditation. And shout out to Jill Scott. If you ever watch this, just know that's my meditation. I put that Who is Jill Scott CD on?
Yeah.
That first one.
Yeah.
I think that's the first one.
I think so too.
Just let it ride, bro. And I just sit back and just chill. Man, I'm good, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's for me, man. When it comes down to stressors or trying to clear the mind and to search for the joyous parts of what I want to create. That's my journey in life. And when those stressors happen, means that it means negativity to me. When stressors happen, it means something negative's happened and something that I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not doing and I can't figure it out. I haven't figured it out yet. And or I haven't made the right decision yet. Whatever the case may be. So it's negative. So anyway, for stressors for me, it is meditation. It is meditation. No, I don't sit. I don't sit here and cross my legs and do it. I lay down on the couch and I'm thinking. I'm in my space. I'm listening to music. I'm calming my mind. I'm just relaxing because all the thoughts are going through your head. It's not always conducive to your betterment, right? You can't create all those things by yourself. You can't do all those things by yourself. But you want to be able to do all those things by yourself, or you want to be able to do all these things. And you're trying to figure out how you can do all these things by yourself. Because that's the only thing you can choose, right? I mean, most people think all I can do is choose my own efforts, how I can get this done, how hard it's going to be to get this done. That's where stress comes in, right? Because you feel like you can't finish it, you can't do it all yourself, or you got too much on your plate, whatever the case may be, right? So I clear my mind by relaxing and doing that space and working out. So as a personal trainer, and that's what I coach everybody on. Break down those walls. Break down those walls. As we're working out, break down those walls. You can't make that last effort rep. Get it in. Break down that wall. And I break down walls by working out myself because it's just proving myself I can expand, I can grow, I can build, I can condition myself enough to be happy with myself. You know what I mean? So that's where the fitness come in at, because that's, I feel, is a foundational space for your growth. Meaning if you can push your body to a certain space, that means that you can push your mind. You pushed your mind to a certain space to be able to create that body. So you can prove to yourself that you can create something out of nothing, quote unquote, right? Yeah. Whatever mold that you have, your hand is in that clay. And if those hands are not in that clay, the life is in that clay.
Right. So let me ask you, all right, like, so what would you say to somebody who may feel like they don't have that type of space to outlet? They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that type of life where they can say, I'm going to play the game and everybody's just going to leave them alone. Or they don't have that type of space where they can just hop in the car and, you know what I'm saying, take a ride, or, you know what I'm saying, or maybe they ain't interested in working out or whatever. Anything like if they don't have that type of outlet and they feel like they're stuck in this situation, because, like I said, they can't go nowhere. You know, let's say you just had a bad argument with your spouse or your girl or whoever.
Happens to me.
You know what I mean? And it's you're just right there in it. Yeah. And it's just going on. And when you think about that, right, like, you're still in the moment. You're still in the pressure. So you got all these pressures going on. You just got off work, had a horrible day at work. Your boss tripping because he done got treated like crap at home or whatever. Now you get home and she's going in at you, or the kids are doing whatever. You got a bad report from school. You got all this stuff going on, bills piling up. Like, what would you say to that though? Like,
I would say don't respond. I would say don't respond in that situation. Because I've done that before. I've been in a situation where my wife was coming at me about this and this and this, about this situation, whatever it was, and I chose not to engage. I chose not to engage because I didn't have an answer for you right now. And if the answer I did have for you was going to be in attack mode. Yeah. And so at that point, I said no. I said, thank you for telling me. So I listened to her. I heard her out, right? Got her voicing her opinion, giving her blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. You're not going to respond? No, I'm not going to respond. We'll talk later when I figure that part out. right? So we all, a lot of us are. I've been reactionary a lot of my life,
Right.
reactionary to whatever situation that came at me,
Right.
instead of taking time to really look at what's going on in front of me and how I actually feel about what just happened, and how can I communicate that? Like those are the things that we as men haven't had that opportunity to be able to work through situations with each other. Like, hey, my wife said this, my wife said this, I feel like this, I feel like this, I also feel like this over here, I feel like this. So how do I attack the situation by being this and this? Good and clear.
And that's
You know what I'm saying? So
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. I think I would, two things. One, like you said, separate yourself.
man,
Because sometimes
that's how hard to.
it is. Because sometimes if you separate yourself without saying why you separate yourself, it's like you're walking away from her.
Right.
Or you walk away from your kids,
Right.
or you're walking away, and you walk away from your job or whatever. And walking away from somebody that's talking to you without an explanation is a sign of disrespect. So if my wife is nagging me, and that's my stress, and I don't have an answer, and I just turn around and say, and I just walk away from it, then you disrespect me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You disrespect me. So that's how I feel about it.
This is what happens, man. That's true, man. I had it happen to my son. My son did that same thing to me, and it never fails. I will stop you in your tracks. Boy, get back here. Until I get done talking to you.
Right.
You know, that same situation does happen in a parent-son relationship, from my experience. And I think that for me, that happened that day. That was one of the first days I did it. Like, so before that, rah 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 rah, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And it just never got us anywhere.
Yeah.
Never got us anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like my granddad told me this a long time ago. He was like, as far as relationally, when we talk about relationships, I ain't follow this. I wish I would have a lot sooner. But he was like, never argue with your woman. First of all, you feel like you gotta argue or hit your woman you don't need to be with. Second, you don't never argue with your woman because you give, as the king, you give away your power. If you're the authority or you're in control of a situation, you don't argue back and forth with anybody. You tell them what's what. You say what you need to say. You say your piece, and that's it. And I think and don't get me wrong, right? Like, so it's not to be unfair. Like, I'm not gonna listen to you, what you're saying. I'm just not gonna argue with you about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna sit here and be in my emotions, let you control my emotions. I'm gonna sit here, like you say, calm, cool, collected. I'm gonna hear you out. I'll think on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about, what you see when you see a king. King holds court. He may listen. He'll ponder on it, and he'll come back and give you his decision. Sometimes he'll give you his decision right then. You know what I'm saying? But you never hear him argue with anybody because he knows his position. So if you know your position as a king, then you ain't gonna argue about it. I'm not gonna argue with you about anything. What is there to argue about? You can say your piece, but I don't have to throw the insults. I don't have to be in the ring with you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as a man in my house, it's gonna be like, okay, I don't agree with that. I heard what you said. I appreciate what you said. But this is how I feel about it. This is where I'm going. And 9 times out of 10, though, shout out to my wife because she's the best wife in the world. I feel like 9 times out of 10, though, it's like, damn, I should have really listened. So, you just have to be wise and use some discernment, though, in the fact of what's really going on. Like you say, you can't be reactionary. You know what I'm saying? You got to really sit back and say, use the wisdom God gave you, man. Use your mind, use your head, and don't just, go full force at it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Sit back and see, because sometimes that's the catalyst to a negative situation. Or that's the catalyst to the end of that relationship. Because you just didn't take the time to pause. So, you know what? Let's think this through. Let's be rational. Let's, you know what I'm saying, do what is necessary to be done in order to make the right decision. Because if you look at a lot of relationships that don't exist anymore, 9 times out of 10, I take out the cheating or abuse and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, people come to an end of the road in their relationships based on a lot of small little mistakes.
Yeah.
That ended up just eventually, I can't take it no more, and it's because you made a bad decision. And so then now it's like, oh, this family's broken up.
Right. And sometimes you make those bad decisions. And sometimes you make those bad decisions because, like I was saying before, your outlet. And I want to go a little bit more on my answer before. But like you said, what if you don't have those PlayStation, fitness, car, whatever? One thing I say about men is our egos. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to come to you with a problem because I'm going to seem like less of a man. If I sit down and put all my problems on you and say, hey man, help me, I don't know how to handle this problem. In my mind, I'm thinking, man, this man weak. This is a weak man. And I don't want to look weak to any man. So therefore, I don't want to look like I don't have the answers to anything to any man. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm not going to come to you with my problems.
Right.
Because I'm thinking, if I come to him with my problems, he's going to think I'm weaker.
Yeah, right.
And that's where that ego and that pride come in. And you like, well, you just walk around with it, and you walk around with it, and they eat at you, and that's how those little things end up with breakups.
100%. Pride comes before a fall.
So another thing is, if you don't have all those things, 9.5 out of 10 of us have a cell phone. It might not be iPhone, but you got a cell phone. It might not be the big. You have a cell phone, which with the cell phone you have access to YouTube. YouTube is free. Download it. Find you a men's group. King of Experts. There's a bunch of them out there. You can reach out and have your forum to where you can say what you want and be free, and it stays in that forum, and you have people reach back out to you and leave you the helping hand. And you're not less of a man. Matter of fact, you're more of a man. I think you're more of a man to actually come to somebody and say, I need help.
That's big.
I need help. Hey, bro, can you know what? Maybe you've been through this. Can you help me with this, bro?
Right.
Dog, I had that happen to me last year. This is what I did. I might not do exactly what you did, but it's gonna lead me in the right direction.
Well,
and that goes back to the other show that we were talking about. Visualize. If I see more men reaching out, I'm gonna be more easier to come to you. If you done came to me about something, I'm gonna be easier to come to you about something.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you don't have all the luxuries, if you want to call them luxuries, you don't have the luxury. You got a best friend. And if he's truly your best friend or your best dog or your homie or your road dog or whatever you call it, and you can't go to him with, hey, bro, I just need to sit down one-on-one and, bro, man, I need you.
I think that's important, right? So, like, I think that's important, but I also feel like it's important, but it's got to be done in the right way, because every homie, every road dog that you can talk to ain't the right one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that you can't reach out to them, but at the same time, cause I done have some partners, they're gonna give me all the wrong advice, and I already know it. You know what I'm saying? So you know that. So I think it's important that the circle that you surround yourself with, that type of mentorship, like you gotta look for that. You know what I'm saying?
And
look
that's
for
why
that
I'm saying
person.
a lot of times, and I know I just cut you off. I'm gonna say not to cut you off, but I'm gonna cut you off.
Right.
Nah, but and that's what I was saying. And that's what I was saying, find you a podcast. Or find you not even a podcast, find you a men's group. Because if somebody set up a men's group, that's what it's set up for.
Yeah.
I'm not finna set it up to give you I'm not gonna be there, like you said, you got a circle of homies. And in that circle of homies, you know which one to go to for what situation.
Yeah.
Man, these dudes tried to jump me. I'm calling so-and-so.
Right.
I'm not calling him. He ain't with that. I need some money. I'm calling old boy.
Right.
I need something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I need some advice. Let me call this dude. So that's fine in your circle. But if you don't have that in your circle, that's what I'm saying. Reach out. There's so many platforms out there, so many different men's groups out there nowadays that you can actually go out and look and see and get help. And the Kings of Excellence is one of them. You know what I'm saying? We're here to help. We're here to inspire. We're here to strengthen each other. And that's what this whole group is about, education, empowerment. So that's what you really want to do. If you don't have those outlets, even if you do have those outlets, and that's what I was going to say. I spoke too soon before when I said I only have 2 outlets. That's a lie. This is an outlet right here.
Yeah.
I have 3. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we do this off camera also. So, you know, if it's something private that you don't want air, I can call this man up. Hey, bro, let me holler at you real quick.
Yeah.
I can call him up. Hey, man, let me call him. Let me talk about this. And what I talk about with him won't get back to him.
Right.
Unless I bring it back to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I chose to call you and talk about it. Now, we bring it up in the group, of course. Whoever's in the group gonna hear about it.
Right.
But, yeah, I think that's just, you have to have an outlet as a man. You have to have an outlet that you can go to as a man. Everybody needs help sometime.
Yeah, a healthy one.
Yeah. You, my bad.
Yeah, nah.
You
I'm
right.
just saying,
No, you
like,
right.
it's real.
No, that's what I said. My bad. A healthy. Everybody needs a healthy outlet, and like I said, that outlet can be anything from talking to somebody, listening to music, working out, PlayStation, driving, whatever it is. Just going to be by yourself. But you made a great point, because I never thought about it that way when you said, I've never seen a king argue with nobody. And all the movies that I had kings and this and that, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Now, he may give some advice, might not be the best, but he gave his advice, and that's what it is, and let's go. And that's just like me. I'm giving advice to do this. It might not be the right advice for some people, but you take it and you run with it, and you use what you need to go with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. It just, and most time, people just want to listen to me. They might not even want a solution.
Right.
They just want to get it off. Because we carry, I seen this on Facebook where somebody said, hey, me and y'all all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, I guess. I've never been asked that before.
That's big.
You know, don't get me, now, and I'm not just plugging this in, I'm being real. My wife do ask me that. She does. She will come to me and she be like, baby, you good? And it'll make me think something wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, like, why, what's up? No, I want to know if you good. No, I'm straight. You good?
Right,
Like,
right.
it's something we need to talk about. You know, because you don't get it that often. So when you do get it, it's like, did I do something? Did I take out trash? Everything's straight. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But when I see that on Facebook one day, me and y'all all right? And I was like, wow.
I think that's because as men, we internalize so much because of like what you said, like pride. You don't have that outlet. I mean, realistically, you talk that you're less than if you do. You're weak.
Yeah, right.
Back to, talking about conditioning and things like that. Like, it's born and bred into you, like, man up. Like you say, man up. You know, men don't have emotions. Men don't cry. This, that, and the third. All those stigmas that you grow up with. And so you grow up with those things. People don't realize how much influence childhood goes into your adult life. Even though you can, I mean, I take me from an instance. I moved hundreds and hundreds of miles away where I was raised. But I brought that mentality with me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, even though I was far away from this place that I knew I wanted to get away from and do something different with my life, I brought it here with me. I still lived it every day.
Wow.
Until I realized,
That's 100%.
That's
you
crazy.
know what I'm saying, that's what I was doing. So then I had to break that and then open my mind to something else and learn. You know what I'm saying? And relearn how to be a man, relearn how to live life, relearn certain things, how to have proper perspective. Because my view on life was jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not home anymore. I wanted to get away from home because I knew that wasn't where it was at. So I come here, you know what I'm saying? But I brought home with me, so I was still locked in that chain. I was still in that bondage. That's why living in that same circle, that same thing could happen. Because that's where my mind took me every time, because that's how I thought about every situation. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just saying that to say pretty much like, man, it's important to connect yourself with people that can take you to that next level, right? Like, so I always heard it like this. There's 3 people you're supposed to have in your life. One person that can pull you up, one person that can walk the journey with you, and one person that you're pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And if you have those 3 people in your life, you're gonna always constantly be evolving and growing for the better. You know what I'm saying? If the only people in your life, if the only people in your life is the people that's beside you, you can never elevate. Y'all gonna stay in the same place. If the only people in your life is the people that you can bring up, well, the weight's gonna be too heavy. They're just gonna pull you down. You know, it's a weight to you at that point, because you don't have nobody here to hold you. And you don't have nobody here to pull you up. Yeah, look, it's the truth. It comes to burden, because now you gotta, every day you figuring out how you gonna bring this person up, how you gonna help this person out, and you know what I'm saying?
It's stressful.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, there you go.
Yeah. And it'll keep adding, man. There was 2 things y'all had mentioned that I would say to somebody, like, what makes you smile, man? Like, what makes you happy? Is somebody, a certain entity, a certain person, a certain type of person, a certain type of industry? What is it that makes you happy? And that's to start off with. I mean, that's if seeing black men talk about becoming kings and being their king, wearing their crown, if that makes you happy, then you definitely want to tune in. And also, when you do leave one place to the next, you will carry that with you if you haven't changed. Mm-hmm. And same thing happened to me, because I can point to that, because when I left for the military, I was smoking and drinking and doing all these different things as I was a kid, growing up through high school, ran away from home, and thought I was doing good in the streets, but knowing that street wasn't meant for me. And I turned around and said, you know what, I want this better, right? So I took around, I want this better. First thing, you want to feel like home.
Right.
And what's home to you? Back here is what's home to you. So you can gravitate towards those people that make you feel more like home. So that's what happened. And that happened to me. And I would start smoking and drinking while I was a private, man. Anyway. So I got in trouble, man.
The tails come out.
I got in trouble, man. I got locked up. I got boot camp. I got all types of stuff just because of the friends that I was around had me doing this, that, and the third, because I wanted to feel like home. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't home, but I found those same characters there.
For me,
exactly. You want to bring home to where you are and make you feel comfortable.
And so radar was up.
Right.
Like.
Oh, you like to smoke? Oh, okay. What's up?
Let's go. Let's ride.
Oh, you like to drink? Oh, let's go. Oh, you like to hang with girls? Oh, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, that's what was a thing, and I didn't change that. Going in, I just wanted more, but I didn't change who I was. Right. And so if you're not willing to change who you are, you won't get to that next level. You don't get to change these habits, as I started to see later on, bad habits, because I was drinking, alcoholism, got DUIs, man. So I'm like, man, no, I gotta fix this. And so I fixed a lot of things just by looking at those habits, but you don't get the chance to talk about those things because you don't get the chance to look at them. And once you get a chance to look at them, you're like, oh snap, damn, that was me.
And then, like you said, if you do talk about them, the people you talk about them too, 9 times 10, think less of you.
They think less of you because they're in that same situation.
They're spreading your information out there now. Now you got.
Unless you're talking to the right people.
You gotta have a great outlet to be able to communicate these things and what's going on in your life. And if you don't have a thing or somebody, I said a thing or somebody, meaning it could be a thing like you just sat there and out there chilling, right? That's a thing that you just do to help you go out there out there in the river, just sit back, hanging out. That's a thing that you do to help you clear. If you don't have a thing to do or people to talk to, then you are stuck. You're stuck in a space, or you're not climbing as fast as you want because you haven't crossed that threshold, because you haven't talked to the right person, you haven't been to the right situation to learn from. But you haven't still, even if you do go through a situation, you may not learn from it because you haven't had a chance to express your feelings and how you felt about it. So therefore, those feelings will be. You felt some kind of way about that situation, but you didn't honor that. You didn't honor that feeling. You said, you know what, that was that. I'm going over here. That all that baggage, quote unquote, is taken with you. And so, if you not have the chance to unpack all those things, like we just talking about how this could lead to this, this could lead to this, this could lead to that. That's unpacking. That's a lot of unpacking to do for a person. Now, if you have a crew with your people that you can talk to, like this group that we have here, or of course any other situation that you learn from these situations that you guys been through and things that I stress, how I handle my stresses, guys, you guys will be well equipped to live life fully, I believe.
Hey man, you gotta play. We can pass the plate. Discipline.
Yeah, right. And you know what? That's funny that you say that, because I was just about to say the doors on the King's Entrance are open. If you would just come on down. If you just come on down and see us.
Man,
we're here for you.
Don't let me get talked. Don't let me get
The
talked.
King's of Doors. The King's Entrance doors are open. No, but for real, our doors are open. And this is something you're looking for. This is something that you need. It doesn't have to be a stress releaser. It doesn't have to be one of those. It can just just come and share, comment, like, subscribe. We're here. You know what I'm saying? And we really looking to meet and make some great kings out there.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's important though, right? Like, just being surrounded with the right people can change your life forever. I mean, I looked at my life, man, and I saw, where I was, and I wasn't happy, right? And I heard like this: you want something different, you got to be around different people. You are the sum total of the 5 people that you're closest with.
As well as your bank account.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as well as your bank account.
What's your bank
And so, right, I need to hang with you more. I was just saying. But, at the end of the day, when you look at it, that's why you have those saying birds of a feather flock together. Because you're in the same mindset, you're in the same zone. You can't. Nobody thinks higher. Crows don't hang with eagles.
Man, I loved it when Slim Thug said that, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, he killed it when he said that. It wasn't him that said it, but it was what's his name, Joel Osteen said that. But that was so real, bro. So real. You want to fly with eagles, but you hang with chicken.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like you gotta elevate yourself, and you gotta, put yourself around what you want, and sometimes, unfortunately, you gotta. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, sometimes you gotta let some people go.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes maybe your day one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
if
you and your day one ain't elevated, you gotta do something different. It ain't so.
Shed some weight, bro. You gotta shed some weight.
That's so funny you say that because, of course, King Excellence is my group. That's the thing. But like you said, sometimes your day ones you have to cut your day one off. And I have, of course, we all have day ones. I have one that don't even live here. Live in another city, live in Savannah. And we talk maybe once, twice a week. But when we do, it's like we talk every day. He's on another path. And what I mean another path, he's on another path career-wise. And I'm on different, our career paths they're both going up. They're both good career paths. But spiritually and king-wise, we're both on the same path. And I really wish he was here in the city so he could be part of the panel. But it's funny that you say that because we have another day one that kind of broke off. You know what I'm saying? And if you would have seen us back in the day, you would swear, oh, they're going to be together forever. If you see one, you're going to see the other 2. You see one, you're going to see the other 3. You see one, you're going to see. But like you said, sometimes you just have to make that decision like, you know what, you here, but you're not meaning me no good. For me to soar, I got to let you go. And then maybe you'll show one day we'll hook back up again. And that's great, but you have to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy that you say that.
That's like those people you saw back home. He was like, they still stuck in that same position.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
They
to go back
see you
home
flying.
and you see people hanging on the same corner doing the same thing they were doing 15, 20 years ago and they never
But you
changed.
know,
Yeah.
and I know this is gonna sound crazy, man, but
Some things just don't change, bro.
I'm not saying some
Stuck.
people, but you need those people. I'm not saying in your life, but I'm saying you need those people.
I tell you what, man.
You need those people. Everybody plays a role. Everybody plays a role. Everybody has a stepping stone. Everybody plays a
I mean,
role.
if you want to use it for motivation, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I didn't say in your life, because they're not in your life.
Bro, I don't want
But
to
you can use
see.
it
I
for
don't want to see
motivation.
none of these cats out here.
Me either. But
struggling
somebody's gonna be there.
emotionally because they've been taught. They've lost so many battles with whatever
Right.
that they feel defeated. And I don't like to see a defeated black man. I don't want to see another defeated black man. And that's just what, you know, when I say defeated, you can tell when somebody's defeated.
Right.
Right? And when it comes down to it, I don't want to see that, right? And I think, and we all have a choice in life. And I can never, I'm gonna tell my son that, hey bro, we have a choice in our life. If we want to be out there with them, or we want to be in this car, in our own car that we want, in our own house that we want, in our own this that we want, because we want.
Right.
Because as a kid, you get what you want.
Yeah.
As an adult, do you get what you want?
Right.
Yeah.
You should,
You
right?
should.
Yeah.
You should.
You gonna get it.
And you gonna get it, right? And I say all that because putting that want into somebody is that engine that gets it going. Do you want this?
Yeah.
You can have it. You want this? You can have it. You
Yeah,
want this? You can have it.
unfortunately, what happens, man, like with growing up, I mean, you think about kids, right? Why are kids so powerful? Kids are so powerful. You think about it. We don't do or take the same type of risk we took when we were kids.
Right.
Not because we're not physically able. You know, we used to jump ditches and do certain little stuff, right? I'm not gonna do that now. Why? Because if I jump this ditch, I land wrong, twist my ankle, break something,
Can't
I'm
go
out
to
of
work,
work.
can't do this,
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can't pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? So I've been taught to limit myself
Right.
based upon life.
Right.
So now my optimism is gone. My creativity is gone in life.
That's big.
You know what I'm
right there,
saying?
bro.
Because it's bigger than just jumping ditches. It's like, you know, anything. I can't take these risks because I got this responsibility. Responsibility kills dreams. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time. Responsibility kills dreams. So when you're young, you make the right decisions. You can live your dreams and then take on responsibility.
I ain't even think about that. That's
You know what I mean?
that's deep.
Responsibility kills dream.
Yeah.
It does.
Well,
It
well,
really, you say it like
responsibility at the wrong time. When you're unprepared for that responsibility, because you think about it, right?
That's
like
true.
when
That
you
young
think about it,
guy
you young,
didn't have-
you have kids,
Yep.
right?
You gotta stop what you're
You
doing.
gotta stop.
You gotta stop that
Not
fun.
saying you can't do it,
No, you gotta stop that
but
fun.
at
You
that
gotta
moment,
jump.
you
Jump
gotta
in that
handle
reel.
responsibility
Right, you gotta
until
jump
you
in
can
that
figure
reel.
out how to handle responsibility, then go back. When you should be able to go and do it straight into it, build what you want to build, live your dream, and then take on responsibility.
Can
to build
I
a
expound
kid.
on that right there?
Yeah,
What you just
absolutely.
mentioned. So I was talking about this before. So when that man goes into that relationship with that woman, that man is not emotionally educated. Not emotionally educated. So, but this woman has been emotionally educated most of the time, right? And even if so, even if not, she's more in tune with her emotions at that moment. Pregnant woman, right? More in tune with their emotions with that man. That man is confused. That young man is confused. Even the older man can be confused at what's going on with her. And so and what pushes them away, it pushes that man away because they don't know how to understand her. And then that woman don't know how to understand him because she's not asking or patient enough to hear how he's feeling, or he doesn't know how to communicate how he's feeling. So therefore, he's gone because she can't hear me and I can't hear her. We have a baby though, but I'm gone because you lost me at whatever that point was that you pissed me off, or at that point that I pissed you off, where I cheated on you, and you kicked me out because I was lost. I didn't know how to handle myself, my emotions, my energy. So I decided to do what I used to do because that's what made me happy. because you're not listening to me. So somebody else is gonna hear me. The next thing you know, they're gonna console me, and I'm cheating, right? So I think when those situations happen, when you talk about responsibility, that person didn't even know who they was at that point, or emotionally can connect with that woman other than physically connect with that woman.
Right.
And so they weren't emotionally yoked, so that person couldn't be heard, couldn't be felt, couldn't be heard, couldn't be felt. What's the hurt? The most pain point if we not heard. If we not heard, we like what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as a young kid, popping off at the mouth, I know I was popping off. I didn't have kids that young, but yet still, I knew from what I saw from so many people and from what other women were, like not listening to that man, or that man not being able to communicate how they feel. A lot of times it's either or. That's what pushes each other away. So that responsibility, they don't even learn that responsibility.
Man, I think it's just important, regardless of all things, man. Definitely find you a mentorship group. Definitely reach out to us here at Kings of Excellence. We'd love to have you, love to converse with you. But find you that healthy outlet, one way or the other, because it's definitely, for your mental sanity, for your mental health, as well as physical. Definitely have that point of contact, man, and reach out. And don't be afraid to, share your feelings or share your emotions, what's going on. Get with the right people and let that out. Don't bottle it up, man. Don't self-sabotage, and don't dive deep into holes of depression or addiction, because that's the roads that it takes you on. So, man, we love you. Definitely holler. That's us for today. We'll see you. Peace.